feel to get the pro day done?
Oh man, feels good to get it over with. Been at it since January. Finally got to come out here and showcase what I could do, and just repetitive training all the way from January 6th. I was up in Colorado, so it's just amazing to finally be done and just wait until the draft starts.
How do you feel like you did? Do you feel like you kind of got the numbers you were looking for?
I feel like I could have did better on some things, but for the most part, I got pretty much the numbers that I wanted to get.
Yeah, I know there's tons of stuff beyond just like the physical stuff. I mean, what are guys getting? What are NFL teams getting in Jyrin Johnson, the guy?
Consistency, a guy who could catch, could do anything you ask him to do. I put my life on the line for my teammates. Anything that you ask me to do, I'm able to do it. Catch the ball, whether it's catching the ball, blocking, special teams, anything, I'm here for it.
What goes into this offseason process, preparing for draft season and the offseason as teams kind of ramp up their own rosters? We have the pro day here, but I imagine a lot more goes into that as well. You mentioned you've been training since January.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are some things you're looking to maybe develop or focus on throughout the offseason?
Bringing my weight back down a little bit and just continuing to build my speed, my finishing, my blocking, just staying consistent in everything, catching the ball, blocking, just everything along those lines, my side-to-side movement, stuff like that, and just main thing is just finishing everything I do the right way.
Yeah, talked a little bit about Eddie, the tight end streak. You yourself earning the All-MAC first team selection, continuing production here at Bowling Green at the position. I'm curious, as you add that to your resume, just speaking a little bit on what you were able to put together here at Bowling Green and maybe what that honor meant to you once you were named out first team tight end.
Well, first, it wouldn't have been possible without my teammates. I'm thankful for all of my teammates and my coaches for putting me in a position to be able to earn All-MAC and then continue a reception streak. I didn't even know it was a thing until game one, and somebody posted. I didn't even know that existed, so I had to go back and fact check that. But it was actually true. So it was just thankful for my teammates for trusting in me and the coaches for believing in me and just giving me the opportunity to continue to showcase my skills.
Yeah, what's the process been like for you? Eddie mentioned, obviously NFL scouts in attendance as well as some other leagues as well as the Canadian Football League. You mentioned one of the spring leagues too. Talking with the various representatives of teams across the different levels, maybe what that's been like for you, and is it obviously NFL being the dream, but is it something you consider with these other opportunities should they be available too?
Yes, NFL is obviously the main goal, but I mean I'm open to playing in any league. I mean, anything that allows me to continue to showcase my skills and my talents, I'm open to anything. I don't really have any limits to any leagues or anything, just anything that will continue to have me playing.
Yeah, I mean, for you, is there any elements on the field that you might say stand out to you about your game that you might look to bring to whatever team you play for next?
My catching, obviously, everybody knows I'm dangerous in the pass game, mismatch in the pass game, and that's just the main thing, just continuing to elevate my game in the passing game and just working on my blocking like I stated before.
How did it go for you?
Yeah, it was a good day. It was great to see everybody. A lot of people came out. I think there's always room to improve, so definitely some stuff that we wish we could have done a little bit better on, but definitely overall positive and happy experience. So yeah, it was a good day.
You had the 39.5-inch vertical. I mean, is that the number you were hoping for, or did you get it?
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty good. I was a little nervous coming in. Really wanted to, I feel like, jumping is my strong suit. So I really wanted to demonstrate that as well as I possibly could. So I was really happy to get up there today and be able to put up those kind of numbers. So yeah, it was exciting.
I don't know what the 40 time was, but did you get one that you were kind of hoping for?
Yeah, I got high standards, so I'm always, trying to go a little bit lower. But yeah, I think it was a solid time overall. Definitely something that, is positive and we'll be, happy with moving forward.
Yeah, we were talking with Jyrin about the intangible stuff. I mean, aside from the physical stuff, who are people getting when they get done?
Yeah, I mean, positive guy, someone you want in your locker room, leadership, that kind of thing, versatility, if you need me inside, outside, special teams, I'm open to doing whatever the team needs me to do. So I think versatility is kind of my biggest thing, being open to, all those different opportunities.
Yeah, for you, I mean, you spoke a little bit about the opportunity to have all the NFL scouts in attendance and, various professional leagues as well. What's that like for you? I know maybe a little bit of nerves, but, it seems to be the one of the biggest shots the guys have to impress the scouts in the offseason, kind of handling that aspect and that side of things. What's the emotional impact of that like?
Yeah, I mean, definitely a little nervous coming in, but also excited. You know, all of us here dreamed of having the opportunity to play in the NFL. So to come out here and actually be able to compete in front of those guys is a really special opportunity. Not a lot of people get to do that. So when you kind of sit back and think about it like that, it's a pretty special day. So I think a lot more positive vibes and excitement than really nerves.
Yeah, obviously leading up to draft season, pro day now in the books. What are some things maybe you're looking for as you continue throughout the off season, and what that looks like, as you prepare to find a home in pro football?
Yeah, just keep working, stay on the same kind of schedule. Like I said, really wanted to demonstrate my versatility today, so hopefully I was able to put that on video and just show that I'm open to doing whatever role is necessary to help the team win. So.
One thing that stands out to me about the Bowling Green group is you all obviously have Eddie George as a head coach who's been through the process both collegiately and professionally. What's it like having that resource and maybe some things that he might have helped you with along this journey so far?
Yeah, no, I mean, there's probably nobody better than to help you out with this whole path and journey, like you said. He's been super helpful. He's reached out. He said, if you guys have any questions, need any advice, I'm always here. So it's always great to have Eddie George in your back pocket for advice. So.
Speaking of guys giving you advice, did you talk to your cousin at all, coming from Mac school?
Yeah, no. I talked to a couple of my boys. They Central went last week, so they kind of said the same thing I was saying a little earlier. Nerves will be there, but it's really an exciting day. It's something you dreamed about your whole life. So to have the opportunity to really come out here and get to do this is super special. So try to think about it in that perspective.
Lastly, just what would it mean to you to hear your name called or to receive an invite to the camp?
Gosh, it would be, a dream come true. Like I said, that's kind of what we all grew up, hoping and dreaming about. And, it's definitely been a long journey. Definitely it was never the first pick. And still we made our way here. So just hoping for an opportunity to get your foot in the door and make it to a camp. And, then, go on and demonstrate, your versatility and your value and what you can do for a team.
How do you think your overall performance was today? How did it feel to get it out of the way?
Pro day felt good. The build up, the training, everything, working hard for 3 months. It was a really good process until pro day. I could have asked for a better day. The people that was around me, to help me get to where I'm at today. It was a pretty good, and I think the guys that's around, and I think everybody that was here, and today was a pretty good day, for me. And
so your brothers have gone through this, played in the NFL, gone through their pro days. Anything you pulled from them and their experiences as you prepped, just mentally or just physically?
Some things that I pulled from them was just giving it your all every day. It's going to be tough sometimes. You're going to have hard days, but just pushing through it and just responding, in a good way. And throughout any adversity, just keep going, giving it your all. Your body's hurting, just keep pushing, and just keep it giving it your 100%. Every time you work out, every time you're training. And, something that my brothers always taught me was talent doesn't work hard when hard work doesn't beat talent. That stuck to me because, hard work beats talent. You have all the talent in the world, but if your work ethic is not there, talent doesn't really mean nothing. So that's why I took into account, just to give it my all in everything I do.
Your college career, you're one of a very handful of people over the last 20 years to at least one game at all 5 offensive line positions. Can you just what will you bring to a team just with your versatility and what's a team getting with you?
A team is gonna get the whole package. Versatility on the field, domination, in between plays, a good person, good character, a good locker room guy. Just bringing good morale into the building and everything. The team's gonna get a good person, a great guy who's gonna uplift the team, who's gonna be a great addition to the team, not a liability. And what I bring to the table, on the field and off the field, I feel like it's unmatched, between me and other prospects, and
What do you hear from teams when they can see that you can snap the ball, but you can play the guards and the tackles positions?
What I hear is that I can move really well. I'm athletic. I got a great bend. I'm explosive, and everything. My IQ is good, football awareness is good. So hearing those things, I hear it, it's cool, but I just got to keep building off from it and keep doing good.
You spent 4 years here. You came in from Rutgers. You spent 4 years here. What's it like being back? After kind of being away training.
It feels good. It feels good. Like Bowling Green is my home. This is really my home. Everybody here is family. It's a great community. I love Bowling Green. I actually coming back to Bowling Green, I couldn't wait to come back, because I was so excited to meet everybody and see everybody here and everything. So it was a great time, just even coming back and everything. And now I'm here. I actually don't want to leave, because, I'm home, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
What do these next few weeks and month kind of look like for you, heading into the draft?
These next few weeks, probably take some visits. Training, recovery a little bit, or get some sleep, catch up on talking to some family and everything, just fixing the little things on my body, the nicks and bruises and everything. So that's really it, go home, spend some time with the family, and, just tell everybody I miss them, honestly.
Yeah, a lot of the guys earlier were talking about the emotions of pro day beforehand being both excitement and maybe a little bit of stress of trying to, come out here and put a good day together. I'm curious if you share that same perspective, or what was the emotions like for you coming out here competing today?
The emotions, to be honest, I wasn't nervous. I'm not a nervous person. I was more anxious to get going. It's like a feeling in your stomach when, it's like, I want to go. I've been waiting for pro day since weeks ago, honestly. Just to go, just to show everybody what I can do. Show the scouts that I'm athletic enough. Show the scouts I can move. I'm explosive, and just showing the people, and my coaches who coached me that I've gotten better as a player too as well. So it was just the emotions for me wasn't really too bad per se. It was just anxious of getting ready and just doing it for that day.
What's that process like, kind of navigating, different conversations maybe with scouts or different pro teams as you kind of go throughout the off-season process? Maybe some things that you might try to present yourself to them as a player, or some things that you've maybe learned throughout this part of the process in terms of, trying to land a spot on a pro team and navigating the conversations with the scouts?
Some things that I learned, just like I said before, just giving it your all, still like having integrity about yourself, building people up that's around you, and it's gonna come back in tenfold, honestly. Scouts, looking at the scouts, I'm interviewing, to potentially get a spot on the roster, for a team and everything. So just giving them my all, and training, what I'm eating, the people that I'm around, it's a combination of things,
What's it like kind of sharing this process with teammates that you've had here at Bowling Green? Obviously, you guys all coming out here at Pro Day together. I'm sure we'll be in communication with each other throughout the process. Kind of sharing this moment with the guys as you all kind of look to push forward in your football careers.
Repeat that again?
Yeah, it's just what that's like for you to kind of have that shared experience with, former teammates pushing through the offseason, looking to all kind of find out where you might be for professional football careers.
It's a good process because now looking into it, I could get the young guys and I could tell them what to do and what not to do, and help them like, hey, bro, you could do it a little bit better, or tell them a little story like during my process, this is how I did it, or let's say if I'm doing a drill, I could just show them, how to do things a little bit better than what they're doing now. So when it's their time, they could, excel at it, So that's a good process because now it's helping the young guys, see it from a different picture, you know what I'm saying, and see it from a different light, per se. And I feel like it will definitely help them because, I'm a older guy, veteran, and I could talk to a younger freshman, rookie, hey, bro, like, this is what you got to do. This is how you got to do it. And, he takes it in and he can do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's really it.